Time for a vacation?
What if I did? Why you? You said it's my boss who sent you here to save me? Where is she then? She would either believe in me and wait in the fleet for my triumphant return, or lead by example and come to the battlefield herself. She would certainly not entrust her important subordinate to some dodgy character.
I can feel my blood boiling.
I have to go. I'm here.
I'm ready anytime. I'm ready anytime. You forced me to do this! You forced me to do this!
You've gotten too close.
System locked on. Clear area.
Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
You forced me to do this. You forced me to do this.
I am the Legion.
You've gotten too close.
I can't believe believe she bought all that nonsense of yours and is fighting like she's being possessed. Is she stupid for real or just faking it?
Stay alert. We haven't seen her true colors yet.
I'll make up for roughing you up. Let me deal with this bunch of monsters first, and then you can take it out on me. Sorry. You came to help, but all you got was a beating from me. I've brought discredit on the Legion.
Our little friend here is asking you to hit her. Can you bring yourself to do that? Want me to do the honors?
Hit me, throw punches at me, as many as you like until you have vented your anger. Don't hold back! I am a Legion warrior who can hold her own, not some useless kid who hides behind someone else. It's a deal. Now take me to see her. I meant to stay here and get rid of anyone coming here for the inheritance, and wait until my boss arrived. But things have changed. Boss Zoya needs me now. I must be there. I'm not that useless. I still can fight. Please, let me go and help my boss. Ugh.
I didn't know she was bleeding so profusely. Quick, take her coat off!
She did get first aid in Salva. She is indeed the sinner that was hidden away by them.
How long had she been fighting down there by herself? Are Legion people all lunatics?
Should we put her under control with the shackles?
Evil will eventually be vanquished. Oh, that's a pretty sick line too.
Stay behind me.
I don't need his meddling. I still can fight. Let me go and help the boss. Ugh, where am I? Embrace Boss Zoya. Ah! All right! Put me down! I can walk. I'm heavy. You are out of breath. I am not small!
You are so calculating! Come to relieve me only when she's about to wake up.
She's awake. Question her now?
Thank you. At the beginning of the year, some gangsters tricked me into the Bureau. I was detained for about a dozen days. Then they found out I was a sinner and transferred me to MBCC. I was kept there for half a year. No idea. I didn't know what happened. When the door opened, I ran. I fought my way out. I had to do something really important. No, not the Salva. I came here the first chance I got. Because the inheritance is here. Once, while I was in the lockup, I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard someone talking outside. He said, the inheritance and the rust has been moved to an abandoned pit in the southern desert. This was very important. The moment I got out, I came here to find out about the truth. Then when I arrived, I saw. I see a huge stone altar. Some strange rites. Red crystals and weapons. Someone is experimenting on humans. I hide around the corner, trying to figure out what's going on.
The conditions here are appalling. We can't make top-quality crystals here. We won't make it. There aren't enough sinners. If we go on like this, the gangs, even with the weapons, won't be able to defeat the Legion.
Then use the inheritance. Our customer wishes to get the power to defeat the Legion. And that's what we should deliver. The inheritance exists for the sole purpose of granting wishes.
You're not thinking about...
Take the stalk out and invite everyone over. We're giving them a stronger force. Strong enough to defeat the Legion. they will be over the moon.
Who is there? Find them and kill them! This place must not be exposed!
That's a hellish sight. I must tell the commander about all this. About mania weapons, about those men in black, about the inheritance. I don't remember the last time I was so frightened. That thing. That power. When I saw it, the only thought in my mind was to run away. I have to get out of here and inform the commander. Can't let that power fall into the gang's hands. Can't allow it to endanger the Legion. Get up, Horo! You cannot lose! The commander is waiting for me. The Legion hasn't fallen. I have to get out of here. I have to.
What's this little thing doing here? Hey, are you still alive?
I'm not little.
I'm looking for a green-haired gambler, a little kid about your age. She lost her mind and came here to seek revenge. Have you seen her?
I am not a little kid. I've grown up.
Ugh, little brats are such a real headache.
I feel the darkness swallowing me. I feel as if I'm suspended in the air, floating and drifting.
We're going to the hospital. Hang in there. Don't die on me.
That power. Can't let the gangs have it. They would use it against the Legion. I have to. I will.
She passed out.
Well, let me sum this up. Someone was trying to use the inheritance to make mania weapons so that they could be used against the Legion. But Horo accidentally overheard the intel about the inheritance. While that shape-shifting demon was blowing up the Bureau, she escaped and came to the cave, where she verified the intel about the inheritance, but was beaten half-dead in the process. Later, she was rescued by someone who brought her to Salva for emergency medical care. In the end, this whole episode turned into a rumor. MBCC escapee steals mania-inducing power. This brought Ted and his fellow Mad Dogs to Salva, where they actually caused a mania incident. Which means there isn't a suspect R at all. The whole thing's the upshot of some internal strife among the gangs. We were dragged into this because of an erroneous piece of intel. That Public Security Bureau is a useless piece of trash.
It's also the MBCC's responsibility to find out the truth about Mania. Besides, the crisis remains unresolved. Chief, be careful. The enemy is coming.
You forced me to do this! You forced me to do this!
You've gotten too close.
I can't. Go.
Whole system locked on. Clear area.
You forced me to do this! You forced me to do this!
You've gotten too close.
You forced me to do this! You forced me to do this!
I have a foreboding feeling. This gigantic pit seems like a living thing. Should we go on? Do we really have to find the inheritance?
There is no turning back. When the battle started, you, on the other hand, look spiritless. Where's that person who faced my axe head-on without a weapon in hand?
She is not a combatant.
Who cares? Once you step on the battlefield, you have to fight your enemy with everything you've got. There is no place in this world for kindness and tolerance towards deserters. Put me down! Give me my axe. I'll take care of it.
Stop talking nonsense. You're still recovering.
It's you who failed to grasp the situation here. The inheritance, it's being activated, just like back then. If we don't contain it soon, we're all gonna die.
Now, what's next?
Ready? Let's go then.
Put me down! Put me down! I am a Legion warrior, not a good-for-nothing! There is something fishy about this inheritance. Let me fight!
Don't waste your energy. Your only job is to point us the right direction. If your wounds get worse, you'll have to stay a good-for-nothing for another month. God, are Legion people all muscle and no brain? A lot of you are just like your boss, a bunch of brainless brutes.
Don't you dare badmouth my commander! Sorry. I respect my commander, so I can't stand people saying anything bad.
But she's really, really scary. I guess you could fill up the entire syndicate with people cursing her behind her back. Don't you think so?
Sorry, I did it again. You little devil. I'll deal with you as soon as I'm back on my feet.
We've got a brainless fangirl here. Ow!
The Legion's enemies are numerous. Don't pay any attention to any of those rumors. You've met my boss. You know what she's like. What's the matter? You look terrible. It's good enough that only those in the Legion know my boss is a decent person. Anyway, considering you'll join us sooner or later, I'm gonna give you a taste of what she's like. My boss was not among the first to join the Legion. It was not called the Legion before she joined, and I was not a sinner. We were just a mercenary fleet on the outskirts, away from the urban area, hiding in the desert and surviving on commissions, because the fleet was afraid of getting involved in battles. Whenever we crossed paths with gangsters, when they were plundering and looting, we kept our mouths shut and took a detour. When they came for us, all we could do was run away, make compromises, or beg for mercy. I was furious and wanted to take them on. But Earl stopped me at every turn. He said battles required strength, which we didn't have. So I was not happy when he took Boss Zoya on board, saying that we were to reform the fleet and build up our strength to fight back against the gang. That just meant I wasn't good enough. And I didn't deserve to be on the battlefield. I was so pissed off. I went out to pick fights with gangsters. I came back to challenge her to a duel, all to prove that I was strong. I had what it took, that I could fight. Defeating her would be proof enough. It went on for a while, and then I got hit in the arm by a bullet, a mania bullet. The contamination was spreading so fast that I would have to have my arm amputated. Before the amputation, I challenged her to a duel again. I thought that would be my last fight. My boss stopped Earl when he tried to intervene and accepted my challenge. She took it seriously, and she knocked me down without mercy. She encouraged me to fight on. A lot of nonsense is happening in this world, but there's one thing that's certain. As long as you still want to shout and hold your head high, you have the right to fight. My battle was not over. She was waiting for me to get back on my feet. Yes, I did. I wasn't beaten by the contamination. I became a sinner. The injury in my arm became my battle mark, and she my beacon. I don't know. There are many things that my commander won't tell me about. But that's not important. It's she who showed me that I'm worthy of battlefields. She is my beacon, and for that reason, I'll follow her until the day I die. For her, I would do anything. What are you talking about? Our goal has never changed, and it has always been a just cause. You have something against my boss, don't you? It doesn't matter. People like her are a rare breed. There are plenty of people who don't see eye to eye with her. I'm just saying, it's a bit of a shame. You're totally the type of person that my boss would appreciate. You're much weaker than me. But there's something about you that she likes. A lot. She would be dying to get you on board.
Pity that you won't live to see the day!
Who's there?
Lackeys of the Legion! Thanks for leading the way! You can die now!
I can feel my blood boiling.
I can hear it. The prelude of the dance.
You've gotten too close.
You forced me to do this!
Let the dance.
I am the Legion.
You forced me to do this!
You've gotten too close.
Let the dance begin.
I am the Legion.
You forced me to do this!
You've gotten too close.
You forced me to do this!
Let the dance begin.
I am the Legion.
You forced me to do this!
You've gotten too close.
You forced me to do this! You forced me to do this!
Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
Let the dance begin.
You forced me to do this!
The revelry is over. Rest in peace. I will take.
Looks like you're free. How about taking a trip to the Syndicate with me? Quite a few